Hello there, and welcome to Daniel's Infinite Playlist. And today we're going to review the debut album from excellent singer and songwriter Alice Boman. And for those of you who don't know who Alice Boman is, well, Alice Boman comes from Sweden, and she has been making music for a pretty long time. I remember when I first started listening to her music, it was in high school, and she released a bunch of EPs that were really acclaimed. And since then, her rise to more, to fame has been very steady. Her music has been included on TV shows and whatnot, and that has finally led to to the release of her debut album this year. And it's I said, at least here in Sweden, it's one of the more most of awaited debut releases, because Alice Boman is such a big artist here. She's had sold out shows here in Sweden as well. And now that the album is here, and I can say that it's really, really good. And now to the CD unboxing. Here it is, and here's the album cover. Oh, I forgot to say the album's name is Dream On, and here's Alice herself. And I pre-ordered this album to get her autograph with it. I think you can still get some signed copies of it, and I think there's a vinyl version that you can get signed as well if you want a vinyl. Anyways, here's the behind with the track listing, and let's see the inside. It's very simple. Also, the booklet is quite simple as well. It's very, let me see, it's very minimalistic, just with the text and everything, no images, and the thanks are over here. No, sorry. Yes, here. Sorry. All right. How is this album musically? Well, musically, this album is very much a super soft rock slash pop album. It's very alternative, and it has smoky, folky tones as well, and also a lot of a jazz ambience. Not quite unlike David Lynch's music with Julie Cruz, which is really, really cool. I think, it must have been an influence somehow, but otherwise it's just really, really beautiful. Songs don't, there are no like up-tempo songs, but the songs that are up-tempo sort of like feel like, I don't know, like small emotional hurricanes. And they're all accompanied by Alice Boman's very expressive and floaty, feathery voice, which is just so beautiful. Um, and At first, when you listen to the music, it may not appear much as at first, but then you start seeing all the little details that just make up the album. And I think that's where the strength lies in the instrumental details, the flourishes of a melody that at first appear hidden, but then you sort of find them. And I really, really love exploring it. So how is this album lyrically? Well, lyrically, this album is really, really emotional. I think it's one of the more emotionally harrowing experiences that I've had so far this year with the lyrics. And at first you can see that there's the contrast between Alice Boman's singing and the very, dramatic and harsh nature of the lyrics. But and at first you might just think that, oh, this is just so pleasant, but then when you just hear it, it just feels like, as I said, like an emotional hurricane inside. Like, for example, there's this song where Alice Boman says, "I wish I never really met you. I spent so much time," and that just makes you really feel. And then when she proclaims that "you set my heart on fire," It's just really, really amazing. And of course, the themes are love and hope as well. It's a very beautiful album, and I'd say it shares a lot of common themes with Julie Cruz and David Lynch's album Floating. Um, sorry, I don't remember what the what the album's name is. I reviewed it here, so I'm so sorry. I just have a little something in my brain. But anyways, it is a really exquisite and very delicately produced album. So yeah, what do I give this album? Well, I give it an 8 out of 10. It is an exquisite and beautifully crafted and a beautifully crafted album. Debut album by Alice Boman. I mean, heck, if I were a musician, I wish I would have released an album like this. And you can see that Alice Boman has clearly put all of her emotional strength and craft into this album. And this album is also aided by famous Swedish producers such as Patrik Berger, which has produced stuff for Robin and Charlie XCX. So it's really nice to hear how that works with Alice Boman's more acoustic sound, which is really, really beautiful. The only thing that I don't really like about this album is perhaps that it can just go through the same mood all the time, and I have to agree that at first when I listened to it, it didn't really give me much of an impression, except for the singles. But that's also a strength of the album. Don't get me wrong. It makes you actually want to listen to it even more and more and more, and that's when you find the emotional depth of this album. But yeah, I would have wanted to have a more vivid, experimentation with the sound, but otherwise this is just really, really amazing. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this review. As always, I'm going to put the artist links down below. Alice Boman is available everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, you name it. There are physical versions of this album as well. There's a really beautiful vinyl version, and then the CD version, which I have as well, with her autograph if you really want it. So yeah, there you have it. Please give a like and subscribe if you liked the video. And as always, I'm going to review new albums every Wednesday and classic albums every Saturday. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for those. Anyways, that's it from me. Enjoy music, enjoy life, people. Vi ses. Hej då!